Hi all, let's talk about capital employed. As a name itself, we can assume it. Capital employed into business. Capital used for the business. We can easily measure it, no? How much money we have invested into business. We can easily see what is new to learn about it. It is very important for the CMA final students. Okay? Yes, I will tell you how to compute capital employed. Before that, we should know where is a necessity to apply the capital employed concept. We all have a dream to submit cost audit, to do cost audit on a cost statements. So this is the form we will be using, which is CRA 3. Okay. So the CRA 3 form, in CRA 3, we will submit the cost audit report. Okay. So we will be filling all the annexures in CRA 3 and will submit this report to management. This management will submit the cost audit report along with some explanations on our observations to the central government. Fine. So in a CRA 3 form, which is a cost audit report, there it's a part D. Okay, in a CRA 3 form, there are 4 parts. So in a part D, para 4, there is a financial position and ratio analysis. So we should compute the financial position of the company. Okay. So for computing the financial position, we have to know what is capital employed, what is net worth, because this will tell us the company's financial position. So, which is why we need to study what is capital employed, how to compute capital employed. Okay. So, capital employed is nothing, just fixed asset, add current asset, less current liability. You can easily compute the capital employed value, but there are few things we need to remember. Okay. So, this will make confusion when we approach exams. Okay. I will explain that, where I will exactly tell you where we need to put focus. Okay. Okay. So, for computing capital employed, we just take the fixed asset less accumulated depreciation. We don't care about market value, we just care about carrying amount. So if the revaluation value is included fixed asset, just reduce that. Okay, we don't need it. So what is a carrying? We will be considering the carrying amount of the fixed asset. Fine. So when fixed asset, we got the doubt, do we have to include intangible fixed asset as well? Answer is no. Okay, because the asset, which these are the assets, helps me in operating activities, but intangible assets, of course, this will exhibit the company value, but it isn't employed into business, it isn't invested into business. This is not using the such capital employed, such intangible assets are not utilized for operating my business. So these are the assets are used for operating my business, so I will be considering this only. Okay. So for intangible assets, if the question comes up with, if the CMA institute asks to compute capital employed and if they include intangible assets, just exclude that. Okay. We don't have to consider that. Fine. So this is about computing fixed asset. Next, current assets. We got very important point to remember when dealing with computing current assets. We will be considering inventory, sundry debtors, cash and bank balance. There they will ask you current investments. Do we have to include current investments in current assets? Answer is no. Okay. See why? It is also current period, which means it may such investment we made into some other business for 12 months only. So we will redeem it after the on or lesser than 12 months. Why we should not include it in current assets? Yes, the reason behind it is, I will tell you. Such current investment, we made it to some other business, not to my business, not to our business. So we will not be considering that. Such current investment is invested in some other company. These current investments is not invested into our company. So we will not be considering current investment. Then what about non-current investment? Example, yes, we will consider non-current investments. Okay. So non-current investment, for example, any such security deposits, okay, that helps, that facilitates smooth running of a business. I can consider that. But current investment is like some other business. My money is invested in some other company. Such money is not utilized into my business. So such current investment is not included. But non-current investment, which is a security deposit, it is not invested into my business, but that facilitates smooth running of a business. Only by depositing such money, I can run my business. So these kind of non-current investment, I can include it. Okay, that's it. So for the current liabilities, we should reduce current liabilities. We all know that, because these money is not going to invest into my business. I hold the liability to pay to my third party, to my current sundry creditors. So I have to pay this money. To my vendors, I have to pay this money. So I'll just reduce that. Simple. Fine. I told you there are some points to be remembered when we approach capital employed questions. So these are the items to be excluded. Intangible asset value, which is not helping for my business to run my business. So just exclude that. Capital work in progress. You can say it is work in progress. Okay. So which is not fully utilized. Such machine or such equipment is not utilized for my operating activity. So these will be excluded. Okay. Current investment. Invested in some other company. It is not invested into my business. Why we should consider that? Just eliminate that. Miscellaneous expenses. So obviously we will notice, we will be noticed the preliminary expenses is included in current asset. See, preliminary expenses or miscellaneous expenditures which is incurred while incorporating the company. Okay, so these are preliminary expenses are considered as fictitious asset. Okay, so these are not having any value, or these are not contributing anything to my business. So just don't consider that. That's it. So another important point, we only take average capital employed. Okay, this is the current year, this is the previous year, then take average out of that by 1 plus 2 by 2. We will get the average capital employed. So for computing the financial position, for measuring the financial position of the company, we will consider net worth and capital employed and few ratios. I will talk about it in next videos. So for computing capital employed, we should go with this format. That's it. If this video finds useful to you, just pause it and write it down.